Hi, I'm Kimberly with Astrology Bodies, and today's video is about Mercury retrograde. It happens 3 times a year. This year, it's happening in air signs. Earlier in the year, we had Mercury retrograde in Gemini. This time where it's going to be Libra, and then near the end of the year, it's going to be in Aquarius. This Mercury retrograde is in Libra, and it's happening September 27th. That is the day that is exact, that actually changes direction, but it has been slow for several weeks. It slows down from our perspective and it appears to go backwards. It's not actually going backwards, it just looks like that to us. And it's been slow. Maybe you have noticed, maybe some conflicting schedules or missed appointments, things like that. So that's pretty common. There will probably be more of that. And it always lasts about 3 weeks, 21, 23 days, that kind of thing. So this Mercury retrograde it's pretty much at the end of Libra, and it slows down and changes sign around 26 degrees. It goes backwards, and on October 19th is when it goes direct. So we are looking at 3 weeks. Mercury retrograde is going to be really active while it's going backwards. It's going to have a lot of activity. Could be some drama. It's in Libra, so it's about relationships, how you express your feelings and thoughts about relationships. Mercury's communication, your thinking processes. And so here are the key things about Mercury retrograde this time. It is, when it slows down, it's going to change direction. We call it stationing. So it's barely moving, kind of like at a standstill. And so while that's happening, that lasts for about a week. This time around, it is squaring the planet Pluto. So it is exact on September 30th. So just a few days after it goes backwards. So this is going to last for, you can say, I have it written down here, September 27th to October 3rd. That is the stationing retrograde of Mercury squaring Pluto. So what does that mean? It means try not to use your words or your communication to control a situation. Now, Pluto is a really far out there planet. When we have a personal planet, which is close to Earth and Sun, like Mercury, connecting with an outer planet definitely makes it a little bit more obvious in your daily life. And we have the square. The good news is Mercury is going to trine Jupiter right afterwards. So is October 3rd is when Mercury trines Jupiter, and you can give a day on either side of that for that influence. So that's what's going to be helpful. So we got a square with Pluto. It's going to trine Jupiter. So that kind of gives you a way out if you did get yourself into trouble, or if you created a difficult situation, or just found yourself with a miscommunication. Jupiter will help you figure out a way out of that. So that's just the beginning of the retrograde period. So then we got the moon coming into Libra. Okay, so Mercury is in Libra, the sun is in Libra, Mars is in Libra, and then we have the moon joining in. And so that's this week here, from like September 30th to, I'm looking at my notes, to October 7th. You know what? Actually, October 9th. So a little over a week of a lot of excitement, maybe good, maybe bad. That's when most of the stuff for October will probably be happening. Got to pile up in Libra. So the new moon comes into Libra. The next day there's a new moon, and this new moon is right next to Mars, because the sun is about to conjunct Mars. That happens the next day. So we got these few days of the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, where everything is just really close together in Libra. Because Mercury is going backwards. It conjuncts the sun on the 9th, and Mercury conjuncts Mars on the 9th as well. We just had that new moon. And the moon conjuncts Mercury, then the sun conjuncts Mars. So we got all these conjunctions. It's just like a really heavy influence. Relationships, thinking about relationships. So that's where your focus is. Wherever Libra is in your chart, those are the types of relationships that will be emphasized. So maybe if it's in your 4th house, which is Cancer rising, then it'll be more around your family. But if it's in your 11th house, which is friends and alliances, then it's going to relate more to your friendships and like your public reputation with your friends. That's more outer. 4th house is more inner. So that is the emphasis. That's your like Mercury retrograde just for like the first 10 days. Now, the other interesting thing that's happening at the same time on October 9th is Venus conjunct the South Node. This is happening in Sagittarius. And by the way, this is like for October, this is the only fire that's happening. Venus and Sagittarius that happens in October is the only fire planet. Everything else is air, earth, water. So at least we have a little bit of fire, because in September we haven't had any fire. So it's been hard to stay inspired. So Venus conjunct South Node, which is fire. The only thing is Venus is kind of lazy. Venus is in Sag, so it's not going to be very discerning with what it talks about, because Sagittarius tends to be more of an outspoken sign. So conjoined with the South Node, that's kind of making it weaker and more deficient, creating it's like a takeaway energy. So definitely like, excuse me, a more downer energy with the Venus conjunct South Node, you might just feel a little bit more lazy. So that is happening while the sun, Mercury, Mars, and moon are all in Libra. So there could be all this excitement, there could be drama building up. You may not have the drive to work through it. So it's okay. Probably better to wait till Mercury is direct in Libra. Once it goes through its retrograde period until October 19th. Then we'll turn around and go back through Libra. It's kind of going to give you a chance to go through all that exciting relationship stuff, work through it a second time. Just to know that and be prepared. Doesn't have to be catastrophic while Mercury is going through its retrograde. So I want to bring up one more thing about this Venus and South Node. And that's the fact that Venus is the ruler of Libra. So the fact that you've got the ruler of all this excitement in Libra actually conjunct the South Node, that definitely weakens relationships, or it might weaken the work you're doing on the relationships. And that's okay. It's going to be okay. You'll still survive. At least we got Sagittarius by sign is in a sextile. My light just went out. Sagittarius is sextile Libra. That's the sextile aspect. By degree, it's not exact because it's only at 2 degrees with Venus and South Node, but the signs are sextile. So that helps to mitigate it a little bit. But Venus rules over Libra. It's ruling all over. It's over those conjunctions in Libra. So just be prepared for that lack of energy to work on the relationships. It will come back and you will improve it later on. That is our Mercury retrograde period that's coming up. I hope this helps you, and please like and subscribe and make a comment. Let me know if this is useful to you, and see you soon.